So I haven't posted for a bit, and honestly, aside from it being Halloween and other shit that I have going on, it's mainly due to having literally nothing to talk about. So I'm gonna do exactly what I've done every other time I'm out of ideas, and just point and laugh at fat people. I know, it's insanely original. Okay, maybe not original, like at all, but this one's gonna be different, okay? I swear. Instead of the video being based around one person or one large theme, I'm just gonna talk about a few videos that I discovered last time I talked about this topic that I just honestly couldn't fit into that video. And honestly, I'm kind of sad that I couldn't, because this shit is just as good as everything else that I've ever talked about. Trust me, just because these are the leftovers does not mean that they are any less delusional. And honestly, they might even be better. Who knows? Okay, we're gonna find out.
Bro, this shit fucking hurt. It always hurts me when I see a black person being fatphobic. It just crushes me. Especially because one of the origins of fatphobia was literally racism.
Oh my god, bro. Like, listen, I understand why she'd be annoyed by that video. Like, to be completely fair, that shit is unhinged. Like, you can feel how you want about obese people in public. Like, who really cares? But having an experience like that, then realizing that's how you feel about it, and then thinking, this would make a really good TikTok, is fucking wild. Like, that shit is... How the fuck did you think that was a good idea? Like, shit is unhinged. But luckily for her, this other woman jumps in being even more unhinged. Like, she really just pulls the attention off of the first woman with the fucking fatphobia was started with racism line. Like, that is fucking ridiculous. And I'm not saying she's wrong. Maybe she's right. I haven't watched the full thing, and I'm assuming she explains herself. But that's not the issue here. The issue isn't whether she's, right or wrong. The issue is the fact that she even brought that shit up. Like, why the fuck are you linking this massive non-issue of just some woman out in public being a dick to racism? That is so fucking wild. It's such an unnecessary jump. That shit is like if I complained about a kid crying in a movie theater and someone linked it to fucking pedophilia. Like, that is so... It's incredibly unnecessary. Why the fuck are you that pressed about some, 5-second clip? And I know I'm just yapping. Like, I should probably just play the clip. But I gotta ask, what is she trying to accomplish here? Like, let's say she perfectly proves the fatphobia was started with racism thing. What would that even do? Because I just dead ass do not see a world in which the first woman would give a single fuck. Like, this is such a waste of time.
Prior to the Atlantic slave trade, Europeans actually found plushy, chubby to fat women extremely desirable and as a sign of health, whereas people who were thinner were sick and weird, specifically ugly. But during the Atlantic slave trade, many Europeans realized that many African enslaved folk shared similar proportionate chubby to fat sizes that they considered desirable, specifically black women. So in a desperate attempt to essentially perpetuate racial inferiority, they decided to just switch up the whole narrative and use science to back it up. This is what I mean when I say it's never been about health.
Dude, I don't even know if I should say shit about this. Like, this is thin fucking ice. You can call me fatphobic all day. I don't care. But if I say one wrong word and get a racism accusation, dude, I am fucked. Any possibility of a future career, just down the drain. So let me just preface this by saying I am not racist. Okay, I really shouldn't have to say that, but we live in a generation where if your tweet doesn't have a /J on it, then they take that shit as 100% serious no matter what. So again, I am not racist. And also, I'm not well versed in the slave trade, but I'm just, just thinking through this. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the whole fat being unhealthy thing started in an attempt to further inferiorize black people. That is so stupid. And again, I could be talking out of my ass here, but that just sounds like fucking bullshit. Mainly for the reason that being fat is unhealthy. Like what? Is it supposed to be a fucking coincidence that supposedly white people made up the idea of fat being unhealthy and then it just so happens to be true? Come on, let's get real. That's not fucking true. And okay, again, even if it is, even if I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, I'm just being a dick. Who the hell cares? What kind of point is this making? Again, what is your fucking goal here? Are you just trying to flex the fact that you know a lot about fat people? Cool, dude. I just don't get it. This is probably one of the worst responses I've ever seen in my life. And it also really proves the fact that you can just yap a bunch of fucking lies to thousands of people. And as long as you say it with confidence, at least half of them are gonna believe it. But if you really think about the shit that she just said, you would realize that it's a whole bunch of nothing for an entire minute. But there's still people in the comments that are like, thank you for this. Bitch, thank you for what? Filling your time with fucking nothing? If you like that so much, go watch fucking Skibbity Toilet, okay? It takes much more time and gives you just as much nothing.
Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
I'm just so out of touch here. It's I have literally no idea what the fuck this means. So I'm going to Google a few things, educate myself, but just because I think it's funny, I'm going to give you my thoughts before I know the facts. And the way I see it, if you wear medium, does that not mean that you're mid-sized? Also, why the fuck are you so passionate about gatekeeping midsize? Like that seems like such a wacky hill to die on. Wacky. Yeah, wacky. I'm sticking with it. All right. What do y'all think about wacky? Huh? Is it a good word? Leave a comment. Yeah, leave a comment on what you think about my new favorite word, wacky. But just remember, I do not value your opinion. So if you don't like it, just don't even comment. And if you do like it, please inflate my ego more. I need it. Anyways, let me make sure to put the /J on that before I get comments that are like, oh, real fucking rich of you to not value our opinions while we're watching yours. It's a joke, okay? It's a fucking joke. Anyways, let me Google this shit. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like technically, if you wear a women's medium, then you aren't mid-sized. But like again, who the fuck cares? Like, again, why are you so passionate? Like, just go do something. This goes back to the fucking first girl. Like, how in the fuck did you have an experience like this, realize how much it angered you, and then decided, oh, well, this would make a great TikTok? Dog, like you're making a big deal out of such a non-issue. And I know I'm going to get comments that are like, oh, you're doing the same thing. Like, I get those all the time. Listen, I am in zero way doing the same thing. I'm sitting here having a good time, making jokes, trying to make funny content. These people are actually pissed and using TikTok as a way to voice how mad they are about these just fucking worthless issues. I'm trying to make people laugh, and they're looking for reassurance on TikTok. That shit is embarrassing.
This is so sick and fucking twisted! Sick and twisted!
Okay, this one is basically the same thing as the last one, except this one has yet another, like, fucking fat lingo word here. I get straight size. I Googled it, and basically it just means that you're skinny. I don't know why the fuck we don't just use the word skinny, but, gotta be cool, right? Anyways, I still think it's fucking hilarious that they're gatekeeping being fat. Bro, why? This is, like, what is so desirable about being fat that you have to you gotta keep everyone away from it? Like, actually, no, you're skinny and you're not allowed to use the hashtag body positivity. Like, what? That is such a stupid thing to defend. Like, you shouldn't like being fat that much. That is so fucking dumb. That's like if I were to gatekeep tiny dicks. Like, no, bro, don't even try it, okay? I can tell you're packing. You're definitely not cool enough to use the hashtag body positivity. Which, by the way, would be the correct way of using that. Like, accepting the fact that you're fat is not body positivity. You can change that shit, okay? Being body positive is like, oh, I have a weird birthmark, but I'm okay with it. Or like, I got my fucking legs blown off, and I'm, whatever, right? It's cool. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm fat as shit, but whatever, right, guys? Right? Like, no, dog, okay? Being okay with being fat isn't body positivity. It's called being fucking delusional. Get a fucking grip. Also, I just realized I am literally gatekeeping body positivity, but I'm just so much cooler than them, so it doesn't count. Anyways, sub to the channel. Maybe then I will actually value your opinion, but only a little bit.